And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Oceanborn, we have the South Korean Zerg player representing Dragon KZ Gaming. It is Dark. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player. He just took down Classic 2-0, representing Matcherino Esports. It is NightMare. Here we go, and again, this is still going to be an uphill battle. Dark coming in as one of the best Zerg players in South Korea. One of the best, as of course Solar did recently come off a GSL championship. Until then, I would have still hammered on about Dark being the best in Korea, but you know, I think they both have their strengths and weaknesses, both Dark and Solar, and hey, they're both still in the tournament. But we see Dark going up against NightMare. NightMare, he has his own kind of advantages. He has really strong PvT. I think PvT is his best matchup. He's taken down some big names like Byun and Gumiho and Cure in the past. I do think it's his best matchup. But I do think that PvZ is something that NightMare is still working on. He's still heavily reliant on the mid game. We've seen NightMare go for varying different kind of adept openers, and sorry, I should say Twilight Council openers and Twilight Council variations of 3 bases even, and we'll see if he can overcome and overpower Dark. I'm ready to see what he has to offer. For now, Gate Expand. Gate Expand into the Cybercore. Standard opener here from NightMare. Likewise, Hatch Gas Pool, Dark Force to take the unnatural natural, but at this point, again, we're fully aware. We're comfortable to take the unnatural natural at this point. It's been happening for so long, it is the norm. This is also where the maps come into play. We spoke about it earlier, but the 3-base setup here on Oceanborn is so heavily fortified here. We have all these points of elevation. We have a choke point coming into it as well. It is very difficult to break a 3-basing Protoss player, at least from the side of the Zerg. Hasn't stopped players from trying, and I'm sure it won't stop Dark from trying as well. So we'll see if he does opt to be more aggressive here in the early to mid game, or if he embraces the mid game instead and goes for a more macro-oriented outlook at this game. For now, we have our tech of choice, Stargate opener from NightMare. Stargate should be into Oracles. Lings are moving out just to get a bit of a read, a bit of a scout of what is going on. And NightMare is being as annoying as possible, delaying the CC, delaying the hatchery even for as long as possible. Throws down the pylon. The goal here is for the pylon to last long enough for the Adept to rock up. The Adept is on the way, and it's going to be close. The probe comes back in. And we should barely cancel the pylon. Oh no! We barely cancel the pylon, but the Adept doesn't get here in time. It was so close to deny the hatchery, but alas, too little too late, and Dark does get it up and running. Again, the goal there was to delay this hatchery long enough for the Adept to get there and kill the drone, and delay the third even longer. Meanwhile, behind this, the Lings got in. I believe we did see the tech. Yep, the Stargate hasn't spotted, and it's going to be a Void Ray first, not an Oracle. Okay. Void Ray first from NightMare is looking to hunt down these overlords, is looking to keep Dark in the dark as well. And we'll see if this leads into a standard 3rd base, or if we go into a faster Twilight Council. We can go one of 2 ways with this. We can either actually hide tech or pretend like we're hiding tech. As the overlord is going to go down. Again, that's kind of the power of this Void Ray early on. Because Dark loses his overlords, he doesn't know if there's anything worth scouting. Doesn't know if there's anything amiss here for NightMare. This Void Ray is going to be moving out. Again, Dark setting up here on his 3 bases. Spores are on the way. Queens are in position. We have 2 queens in the main. We have 2 queens here at the 3rd. Just getting our defensive setup going. Adepts are going to be threatening a shade. But Dark is in position. And he should be able to shut this down. We do deny some mining time here at the natural base, but not much more than that. 3rd base is being taken for NightMare. And we do have a Twilight Council, but there's a Forge alongside it. So this should not be Glaives. This should be +1 and Blink or Charge. So a standard follow-up here from NightMare. Nothing too out of the norm. Additional gateways are on the way. Dark going for his lair as well. Around a 4-minute 50, 4-minute 45 lair timing. Pretty standard. Nothing out of the norm. Alongside the lair, we have the Roach Warren so that we can get Roach speed as soon as the lair is done. So Dark, he's playing standard. Like, there's nothing too aggressive from Dark whatsoever. He's just droning and looking to get into the mid game. Meanwhile, NightMare is going for a bit of a gateway explosion behind this as well. I believe 5 gates set up here on 3 bases, looking normal. Everything's looking as it should. Void Ray takes some extra hits, takes a bit of hull damage as well. Not too much. As, yeah, we're just going to be establishing ourselves on 3 bases, soon to be getting a 4th. The 4th is going to be a little bit difficult to hold on to. You can see that NightMare, he's camping the 4th location towards the center of the map, and is checking the linear 4th as well, and he doesn't come across it. He does see, he is aware. Won't be able to delay it, but is at least aware of it. And Dark is going for a Roach Ravager heavy composition. +1, range is on the way, not melee. Overlord comes in, can't achieve too much. And again, a big reason as to this playstyle from Dark is what we mentioned before. It is quite difficult to break a 3-basing player here on Oceanborn. So, no reason to try. Just may as well just drone up, macro up, establish yourselves. And look to deny the 4th base instead, as that is a proxy pylon. How many gateways do we have? We have 5 gateways back at home. That's going to be a 6th gateway as a proxy. And NightMare, he's pushing. He is looking to deny this 4th. He got eyes on it earlier, and now he wants it. +1 is done. Blink as well. So far, so good. But Dark, he's looking for the surround. Stasis Trap, he does go up. Wild's trying to deter some of these blinks as well. And it looks like Dark, he has plenty to defend. He has drawn up to 64, 3-base saturation. And he has more than enough on the ground here. Even with this extra warp in, it's not going to be enough. I love that Dark, he's incorporating an Infestor. Infestation bit is done, Hive is on the way. And Infestors will be able to lock down this army. Dark, he's taking up even further. A bold move here. Dark, he's working towards a lair and a lurker den as well. He's building up towards Hydra Lurker Viper. And behind this, NightMare, he's not necessarily all in. Like, he's trying to break through, yes, but he's taking up. He's going for a Robo. 8th gateway. He's gaining ground though, cleaning up a lot of these lings. But here comes the Infestor, here comes the Fungal. Oh my god. Not quite yet, we're just going to be holding off on it, waiting for NightMare to overextend. Files are going to be connecting, we don't quite take down the pylon, not yet. Infestor goes down, big pickup. But we deny the warp in, and NightMare is being forced back. There's our tech transition. Robotic Spade is on the way, but the reality is that NightMare, he's 1 step behind. This push from NightMare needed to kill this 4th. It wasn't designed to kill Dark. Don't get it. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't designed to kill, but designed to cripple the economy. But the 4th stands strong. We're able to main out over, drone it up, and saturate the space. And Dark, he's gotten away with taking up all the way to lurkers. Crazy. And as NightMare works towards Colossus and Disruptors, Dark, he's gonna have a well-refined, almost late-game army of Hydra Lurker Viper. It's crazy. It's actually insane what Dark has been able to get away with. And NightMare doesn't know. He doesn't know that there's really a lot of pressure and a lot of onus on NightMare to get damage done. Not just to kill the 4th anymore, but to do even more than that. NightMare is getting into double Disruptor production, which I do appreciate. Can do well against Roaches and even Lurkers as well. But regardless of whatever comes out of these Robos, it's all vulnerable to Vipers. We don't have any Vipers yet. Dark is still working towards that. I'm a little bit concerned. I feel like we need Vipers soon. And hopefully we do get them. For now, Lurkers are being prioritized. And to be fair, I don't think Dark has seen the transition yet. He doesn't know about the Disruptors. He doesn't know he needs Vipers. As he's getting up to 73 workers, we should soon be seeing another hatchery. There we go, drone is in position. And Dark is maxed out. We're moving across now. We now get eyes on the Disruptors. He sees, he knows. Lings, they try to collapse on them. Stalker's trying to come in from behind as well. The Lurkers, they get in position. Nervous go up. Good split from Dark. 2 Lurkers go down. But Dark, he's wedging himself in between the 3rd and the 4th base. And this 4th is going to go down. We can't push into the Lurkers. Oh, we can try, though. Dark, just again, trying to zone away the army. Overcharges. Pop the Lurker Spine's doing so much damage, though. Oh, my God. The splits. We avoid the Novas. Additional Nova's going to be going up. And throughout all of this, Dark has been eviscerating that 4th base. The workers actually survive. They've been left alone. And NightMare, he does get up to the Lurkers. He does break through. Dark, he's trading well, but it looks like NightMare is going to hold on to his 4th base. Again, Dark, he was hyper-fixated here on his Lurker control. Which meant the 4th stands strong. Really good defense here from NightMare. But we're not done. We are not done. Ling Hydra coming in. We only have 3 Lurkers left. NightMare, he has been whittling away at that Lurker count. Another big revelation. The Lings are going down. Here come the Disruptors. Oh. Takes down another Lurker. There's only 2. There's only 1. Only 1 Lurker. Do we have enough? We do not. GG gets called. Dark, he barely breaks through. Takes down the Stalkers. And Dark will take game number 1. Whew. GG. Oh my God. GG. That was so close there. I was so impressed by how well NightMare, not just that he was defending, but he was minimizing his worker losses. Like, he only lost like 4 probes. Like, most probes survived at the 4th base, which was crazy. But the Stalkers are being annihilated. The Stalkers are going down to the Lings and the Hydras. Like, Ling Hydra Lurker trades so well against Stalker-based compositions, and yeah, Dark eventually broke the army. He may have lost all of his Lurkers in the process, but the Ling Hydra, they made up for it. They did make up for it. More than anything, the Lurkers were really just zoning away a lot of the army and just cutting NightMare's army in half, essentially. Making it a lot more manageable for the Zerg player. And he does take it in the end. And here we go. We're getting into game number 2. You have daylight savings too, don't you? We did earlier in October. Our times changed in October. So last month, puppy, last month. Here we go. Spawning in the top right-hand corner of Alkyone, we have the South Korean Zerg player representing CranKy Z Gaming, leading the series 1-0. It is Dark. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player representing Maturino Esports. It is NightMare. In chat, I fall asleep to your channel all the time, or some SC2 tournament stream, as I'm slowly passing. Oh, good night, Papi. Good night. Buenas noches. Buenas noches. I don't know if this is the best channel to fall asleep to. I don't know if, like, I feel like Wardy is probably the best for that. Like, when it comes to the intonations and like the volume of the voice, typically. But good night nonetheless. As we do have a hatch gas pool opener here, a standard opener from Dark. Again, last game was relatively passive overall. We saw Dark just getting into the swing of things, getting into a 3-base economy, working towards the 4th. It was then where Dark, he was just taking up so quickly and being so greedy with that tech, getting into the Hive and Lurkers and catching NightMare off guard. NightMare, he was able to trade well, don't get me wrong, but again, Dark was just so insistent with his army. He was just so aggressive with it, just constantly in the face of NightMare towards the end, and they're just not allowing him to breathe and not allowing him to stabilize. GG. GG. As from here, again, we're just going to be working on link speed. Dark did take his natural, and I guess we can take this moment to talk about the map itself. We are on Alkyone, a very large map, a lot of base to be taken, and typically considered to be one of the more macro-oriented maps. It can be very difficult to be aggressive on a map like this. We've seen many Zerg players try and fail to break the Protoss on like a 3-base saturation. So what I'm saying is that we've seen a lot of Zerg players drone up to like 66 or 69 workers, which is 3-base saturation. Just send it with just Lingbane Road Ravager or just Road Ravager to go all in and fail. Try and fail here to break a 3 or even 4-basing Protoss. Just the Defender's Advantage is just so damn strong on this map. We'll see if that's going to be the case again. And I mean, we clearly saw an Oceanborn, the Dark. He's willing to be a little bit more defensive and more tech heavy. Drone up, and instead of going for a big all-in off of a mid-tier army, just take up into lurkers, you know? He's willing. He is willing. And suddenly, NightMare, he's the one who has to do something a little bit different. How do we adjust? How do we approach Dark? For now, Stargate Opener, Void Ray first. Void Ray. First here from NightMare. Gateway's on the way. The Void Ray should be hunting down these Overlords. I like the idea of making this look like the same game. I like the idea of making this look normal, just like Game 1, and just go for a completely different trajectory instead. Just shift gears and head in a different direction. We'll see. We'll see if we do end up hiding tech. And there it is. This is what I wanted. This is beautiful here from NightMare. Again, Void Ray first, just like the last game, hunting down Overlords, keeping Dark hidden, or keeping Dark in the dark. And we saw that last game it led into a 3rd base, a Twilight Council, a Forge, a standard follow-up. This time it is anything but. We are rushing into Skytoss. Oh, the Void Ray did overextend quite a bit though, and this is suspect. Dark, he's checking, and I love the idea of taking it in a different direction and hiding it, but this isn't hiding it, because where's the 3rd? There should be a 3rd base, and the fact that there isn't a 3rd should be ringing alarm bells. Dark knows that something is wrong. Now, this could still be a multitude of different things. This could be glaives. This could be a Twilight Council and Glaive Adepts. There could be Twilight Council Blink, or even a charge-based all-in. There could be a ground army coming across the map. Or, of course, Tempest. Dark still hasn't pieced it together. He's constantly rechecking. He's looking for a 3rd. There still isn't a 3rd base. Very delayed here from NightMare. Now it's on the way. Now with this 3rd, Dark, as he's about to check, is now going to realize it's not a 2-base all-in at least. So he's ruling out things that this could be, slowly but surely. Upon seeing the 3rd, he should recognize, okay, so it's not a 2-base all-in. What is this? As he does confirm, there is no +1 air attack researching. So again, there's nothing that screams Skytoss yet. We're building up the Tempest. We're even working on, what is that, tectonic destabilizers, the bonus damage to buildings, of course, on the way. Dark, he is throwing down a Hydra Den. I do love that. Again, he's going to have access to at least some anti-air. Gases are being taken. We're just droning at this point. Dark doesn't really know what's coming his way. He doesn't really care. He's droning, saturating his bases, working towards those Hydras. Wing dips in. Again, doesn't see much. Now, this is also a tell. The fact that he sees so little at the 3rd, and the delayed 3rd as well, Skytoss is a logical conclusion. Now, whether it's Carriers or Tempest, Dark doesn't know yet. But now he does. Tempest did just reveal themselves to the Ling. And Dark is aware. He brings the Queens together. Hydras are on the way. We have 1 Spore in each base. But the Tempest, they're going to be hitting with that upgrade. Hey, it is tectonic destabilizers. There we go. That was a shot in the dark. I wasn't fully aware. I didn't know about them. Here we go. The Queens, they do flank the Tempest. Roaches are going down. The Spore moves forward. But the Spore takes a lot of hits. Does go down. Again, Dark, he's just trying to buy time for his Hydras. Hydra speed about to kick in. Hydra range not done. Clutch transfuse, but how many Tempests do we have now? We're up to 5 Tempests. Hatchery taking a lot of hits. Queen is going to go down. 2nd Queen as well. The Hydra's coming in for a surround. Dark trying to collapse on this army. 1 Tempest goes down. A 2nd Tempest as well. Dark completely outpositions NightMare. Oh my god. And this should not have happened. 3 Tempest fall. Not like this. Again, they're siege-based units. They should have been safe. They're meant to be safe. But they were anything but. And now they're zoned away completely from the bases of NightMare. Dark is pushing. He's dealt with the threat. Only 2 Tempests left. And now we can go for a big counterattack. And what is there left to defend? No shield batteries, no overcharge. NightMare, the goal of those Tempests was to keep Dark busy. And he is just not prepared. There we go. We do have an overcharge behind the army, but there's just so much DPS here. The overcharge, it does nothing. The overcharge achieves nothing. As this third base is going to be broken, we get a Void Ray as well. There are Tempests back at home that were recalled. But the Nexus is going to go down. The Tempest as well. Not like this. As the hatchery does fall, we got +1 range on the way, additional Hydras as well, and Dark doesn't have to try to break the natural. He can just back off and contain NightMare to 2 bases. That's all he needs to do. Yeah, he's droning. Dark from here, he's droning. He can work towards a Hive, Vipers, Spire, Corruptors even. Dark can do whatever he wants from this point. NightMare is going to be able to pick off a couple of roaches at least, but again, the deeper he goes onto creep, the more in danger NightMare becomes. We are now up to 4 Tempest. NightMare does at least have a ground army. I believe Charge is done. Yep, Charge is done. We have Archons on the way as well. NightMare is completely 2-base all in. Like, there is no economy behind this. Long distance mining here from the 3rd base. That's how desperate NightMare is. Meanwhile, Dark is maxed out. Here we go. We're looking to collapse on this army, but at the same time, here come those Zealots. But we haven't neglected the ground army. We have Roaches to support, Roaches to buffer for those Zealots. And we can bust in. NightMare just trading as best he can, but he's being forced back again. Too far into creep. The Zealot army just melts. And now we can get on top of those Tempests. 3 Tempests remaining. 3rd base still on the way. Are we... We can just keep these Hydras borrowed for a moment. It's all good. Hive on the way as well. Again, NightMare has to be very careful with his movement, but the reality is that this is an uphill battle. He just doesn't have the economy. He lost his army. That was his one chance, his one opportunity to go all in. But the all in did fail. Oh my god. As these Tempest take so many hits here in the retreat, and no, the Tempest goes down. There's 2 left, there's 1 left. 1 Tempest remaining. Behind this, we have kind of a ground army as well, but we got roaches, mate. We got plenty on the ground from Dark. The final Tempest falls. And with that, the hopes and dreams of NightMare in this tournament. Well, the hopes and nightmares, I should say. GG gets called. And Dark will take the series 2-0, shutting down the Tempest Rush. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations to Dark as he does take the series 2-0, advancing on to the semifinals. Congratulations. My condolences, NightMare. I do love that he did mix things up the way that he did. Again, just hiding that Tempest Rush, and he was achieving quite a lot with it initially. Remember, he killed 2 queens and a spore. He was gaining ground. Little did he know that Hydras was sneaking up behind the Tempest, looking for a surround, kind of corralling those Tempests forward towards the queens. We got a full surround and we got completely shut down. Really nice movement out of Dark. That was so smooth. That was that was beautiful. GG, well played. Dark will take it, and NightMare is eliminated from the tournament. GG.